What is up, people? I just want to know. Karmel Humphrey.
Alan K.
What's up, Al? How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling all right. I think it's funny because we are starting to get ready for the Oscars now.
I'm an Oscar fan. I enjoy movies in general. But I specifically like the Oscars, not because the award show is great or anything. I just find it hilarious why they pick certain movies.
What? Yeah, and I think you're the exception because I feel like Oscars is one of those things that are dying as a popularity, and I'm part of that. What I perceive as a majority, which is not interested in the Oscars, don't watch it.
I get it. It's boring if you're not in the industry. I mean, as an actor, as a comedian, and kind of borderline filmmaker, I find it intriguing. Right. I've been to several film festivals and enjoy seeing people in the process,
right?
And then seeing why movies get selected as you were the epitome of that process.
You know what? So I mean, you obviously have a different appreciation for it because of your experience, right? The one experience that I do have of film festivals, and I used to live in Utah for like the short period of time. They had the Sundance Movie Festival up in Park City, and I went up there and I saw that, and I think that experience was neat. And I guess if that was part of my regular culture, then I would have a different appreciation for it, right? But like we kind of talked about in the beginning, or we talked about this off camera, I think like movies like Fast and Furious, I think like Finding Nemo, I think those are movies that are awesome that should get Oscars.
I don't disagree with you. Fast and the Furious, I think I've seen 2 of the 34
I think there's only 9 or so.
Only 9?
But I would much rather see a Nissan GTR being drifted than Gwyneth Paltrow complaining about something for Romeo in Love or Shakespeare in Love. You know what I mean?
I agree. See, that's the thing that gets me about the Oscars is whether it was Fargo, English Patient, Out of Africa, these random 4-hour movies it was god awful. Some of these movies, I'm like, this was best movie. This was best. Really, this performance was great. I mean, every now and then they get it right. I think Green Book last year won best film. That was a great film.
I don't even know what that movie is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, see, I don't pay attention.
Was good.
So, but let's start this on a positive note, right? I wrote 3 different lists for this episode, right?
Okay.
So we have 3 lists. I have top 7 reasons why I would watch, top 7 reasons why I don't watch.
Okay.
And then I have a top 10 moments of Oscars.
All right.
So that goes on, right? So let's talk about the top 7 reasons why I would watch.
Okay, that's
right,
it.
And that's going to intrigue a lot of things. So first one, outfits and fashion.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
I think I love when there are. And there's 2 sides to this, actually. First, call me a Metro, but I love when people can put a suit together. Really, really
nice.
That's
not Metro at all.
No, it's like, I appreciate it. It gives me ideas for when I decide to suit up and everything, which I take a lot of pride in my suit game.
Same here.
Right, as a grown man should.
That's why it's not Metro.
Right.
It's not Metro.
No, you know what? Okay, I agree.
It's not Metro.
There you go. No. It's not Metro.
That's grown man.
That's right.
That's grown man.
Right. You should. Yeah. If you don't know how to wear a suit correctly, I'm judging you.
You should be judged. You should be judged. And it doesn't matter what size you are. You find the suit that works for you.
But exactly.
Work it.
Right. So if you're like a husky dude, you shouldn't be wearing like, skinny suits. Like
exactly.
And same thing. If you're a skinny dude, you should be wearing husky suits. It looks bad.
You should have to do it all the time though.
Right. So then on the other side of that with the fashion, I do find it funny when, and this is going to go in my top 10 moments, but I might as well say it now, when women wear dresses, like, what the fuck are you wearing? I
know where you're going.
One in specific.
I know.
Is Bjork? Bjork wearing the geese. She's music. I forget what song she did. She won an award for best music or soundtrack in a movie. But if you guys look it up right now, she wears like a practically like it looks like she's wearing like one of those floaties, like those little tubies, and it wraps around and it's a goose head right here.
Yeah.
And then ironically during her performance she put 6 ostrich eggs on the stage while she performed, and it's just like crazy.
That's Bjork.
Right? So
that's Bjork.
Several career award recognition. When people win, they when they think that you could tell their appreciation for the award because their entire body of work kind of led up into that.
Yeah.
Right. Number 3, excessively long speeches. I find it comical as hell when people are saying their things and you hear the music being wrapped up, and then you got like Cuba Gooding Jr. like speaking over like, I forgot, I gotta thank God, and it's like, yo.
What's funny about this is this has been going on for decades. We've been watching this. You guys know this is going to happen.
You know this is gonna happen.
They tell all you nominees you have 90 seconds. If you win, that's what you'll get a light. and it's like in comedy, people run the light. But this is on national TV,
right?
And they're still going. Like, you're an actor, you understand cues, you understand timing, and you're still going. I think they should take the award from you right then
and there.
You obviously don't show you can act. You can't take direction. We told you 90 seconds. You did 93.
That might be their 90 seconds of fame. So no, they're on.
No, you got an Oscar. You got an Oscar.
I agree. I agree.
No,
all right,
take it back.
So. Number 4 that I watch, open monologue. This is the one thing I do watch every single year. You know, like pretty much like when Kevin Hart got, revoked, but then they put Chris Rock up there, right?
Yeah.
And then what did Chris Rock do? He just roasted everybody. As you should after something like that. You know what I mean? Just roast. And Chris Rock is one of those people where zero filter, zero everything.
Doesn't care.
Called out the industry for what it is. And I was like, yes, I love it. And then it's like, well, it's live. Like, what are you going to do? Cut out his monologue?
Right.
Y'all hired him.
He's coming back. After the commercial,
back.
he's coming back after the commercial.
Exactly.
I think for years it was always like Billy Crystal did several Oscars, and that kind of became like their go-to for a while.
Right.
And I always enjoyed Billy Crystal because he was he kind of get both. He'd roast you a little bit. He was nice, little bit, massage you a little bit. I would like to see someone kind of completely off the radar maybe do the next one. Someone like just not an actor. Maybe Drake. Drake was good in the ESPYs. I like Drake in the ESPYs. He was funny.
Yo, I used to love. I think when Drake hosted the ESPYs, that was the most epic moment. Just calling out.
Oh yeah.
He had a music piece where Brian McKnight talked about side pieces, which in all reality, if you're a professional athlete, damn well you got side hoes left and right. Yeah. And that's not, I'm using hoe as a very non-derogatory term, using it as an affectionate term.
Term of endearment.
You get offended by that, then, well, if the shoe fits, that's the only reason why I would have. Anyways, another one that I love watching the losers focus on acting cordial.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the funny things. Like, darn well, and it's going to go back into one of my top 10 moments. I can't wait to go back into this. And it's actually my favorite Oscar moment of all time. But it's when you because you see all the faces and you're like, and you see them like,
yeah,
whatever. I remember there's a few years ago the Country Music Awards, I think, and it was Shania Twain that lost, and she has such a vivacious negative response, and he goes, sure, what the fuck? And like leaves the screen that they had to they actually was that staged? There's like no way that could have been. It was that bad.
Wow.
So there's that. Seeing the reactions of those that really didn't win, which is the same thing, which seeing all the other people that are like, whatever. And then the last one, we talked about this, is music performances. Yeah. Yeah, when Moulin Rouge was performed, oh my God, Maya, I love you. Yeah. If you ever watch this show, please, I love you.
Maya still looks like Maya.
Maya's so fun.
Yeah.
And even when even Pink looked good, Christina Aguilera looked all right. Yeah. And then Lil' Kim actually was still attractive.
This was Lil' Kim when she was cute.
Right. When she had, you could say Lil as like an affectionate term for her. Now you look at Lil' Kim, you're just like, you're just Kim.
You're a little crazy.
You're just Kim.
Yeah.
You need to be just Kimberly. You need 3 syllables for your name. That's how much you ballooned up.
Right.
And so, I guess, what do you think about that? Like, what do you?
I think those are all reasons why I also watch. I think part of you look for the train wrecks. You want people, bad speeches, this, that, and the third. I think I also don't understand. I get why they do it, but it's probably the time where most people go get refills on drinks and stuff when they do like the foreign film nominations.
Oh yeah,
okay,
terrible. Right?
I don't live in Serbia, so I get it's a good movie, a documentary about some kid crossing some train, whatever. It's always some random sad story, and I get the plight of those people in those countries, and for them it's a big deal. But like on the national broadcast out here, is that a globally watched event? That's what I'm assuming it is for that reason. It has
to be, right?
Because I get it. Like if it is, which I assume it is, it would be big for this producer or director in Serbia, in whatever country they're from, to get recognized in America, coming from their town, their country, whatever. But if they're not watching in that country, like if you're a North Korean filmmaker, why are you going? Like no one's watching this.
Just have the interview. That's what you have.
Or just have the interview. Yeah. And awards given previously. That's you.
But you know what? I think there's something to be said though. For somebody who still appreciates value for whatever industry that you're in, right? I guess that still holds filmmakers responsible to still appreciate the art and still produce things and make things for the sake of the art and for the love of making film, right? Because I'm like I said, I'm the Fast and Furious guy. I don't watch too many movies, but I'll go watch the Star Wars. I'll go watch all the Marvel films. I'll go watch things like that. I guess when it comes, that's just purely entertainment. When you're like, oh, I'm trying to express something, like, what are you really trying to express?
Yeah.
You know, I guess you're trying to express that there's some, like, what the fuck moments that just are, that can't happen other than being made in film.
Yeah. See, sometimes the indie filmmaker is like the singer-songwriter. Like it's like, okay, I get it. This is something you went through. It's a great struggle, but it's not gonna carry me for 97 minutes.
Right.
Or if it's like something that we all really can't relate to, it's like it's kind of tough. But then there's some movies that I'll never forget watching. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh, that was a beautiful movie.
That was amazing.
That was awesome.
All subtitled.
Right.
But
yes.
Right. I understood everything that was going on.
Yes.
That was what I'm talking. Okay, so that's a film. I don't live in feudal China or Japan, or I don't know martial arts like that. It didn't matter. The story, the love story, everything about that movie was epic.
Right.
They're not all that good.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't understand why we always try to give or look for that style of movie and not give a Fast and Furious credit as a great film. I like last year, like Black Panther to me was a perfect film.
Black Panther was amazing.
It was amazing.
I still think it's the best Marvel film that they have.
I think so too. And
and
not saying it just because I'm black, but I'm saying when I watched that movie and I left, I'm very critical of movies.
Right.
I don't remember a part of that where I was like, oh, that didn't make sense. I wouldn't have done that. Oh, that's weird. That's off. I was just like from start to finish, like, okay.
Right.
Every time I watched it.
Bro, I mean, shit. I left that movie wanting to be black.
Right.
When is
That's how movies
when is Yellow Panther coming out? God damn it, Yellow Cat. Like I'll take a smaller feline. Like fuck, that movie was amazing.
Yellow Onyx.
Yellow Onyx. Yeah. Yo, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's
right,
great,
dude. That'd be amazing. Hilarious. I would. Yeah. No. You're right though.
Because every movie you walk out of, it's good. When you're like Rocky, you're trying to box.
Yeah. I want to box now.
I want to be a firefighter after backdraft or whatever. Like people are walking out of Black Panther wanting to be black. The movie's good.
Bro, yeah. I want to not only be black, I want to be part of a black tribe.
Right.
I wanted to get to my roots.
There are people who thought Wakanda was a real country.
But that's how great
great it was. Yes.
That's how amazing that was.
Yes.
That was.
So those are the things I look for, or I think about, or ask myself when I watch the Oscars is what are they looking for? And I know that there are people talking about the industry and how they push certain films on people and actors, and there's like it's not really like what's best, whatever. But like this year's list, I think that most of those films I saw, I think half of them, all warrant best film nominations. 1917 was ridiculously good. Joker was amazing. What else did I see on that list?
Irishman.
I didn't see Irishman, but I heard it was great.
I didn't see that either.
Parasite, I really wanted to see that. Haven't seen it yet.
The Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Did you see that?
I did see that.
How was that?
The last 15 minutes were amazing. All the way up until then, I'm wondering what the hell happened.
Okay, who did that? Is that a Tarantino movie?
That was a Tarantino movie.
Okay.
But I mean, from the acting perspective, though, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio did amazing.
Okay.
Did phenomenally amazing. Like, they definitely brought their, like, if the one thing that kept me watching are those two acting. And the contrast of how they're acting, the roles that they're playing, they did very, very well. The storyline, I thought it was interesting because it brings, like, a historical depiction of everything that was going on during that time, which is the Charles Manson type things that were going on. Because that's pretty much what, like, kind of like what ends up happening. I don't want to ruin it for everybody.
No spoilers. Okay.
But but in the beginning, it's kind of like how he incorporated the Charles Manson weirdos into the mainstream Hollywood and how that kind of just melting is at the end. And that's what, so if you paid attention into the first hour and a half of that movie or whatever it was, the last 15 minutes is phenomenal.
Okay.
So
that gets me on to the point I want to make about movies in general. There are some iconically labeled movies that to me are grossly overrated. For one being Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs, which I guess is the movie that kind of just kicked off his career. I remember one day I just sat down and said, I'm going to watch this movie because I've heard about it so much. I think it was right around when Django came out. So I wanted to watch it. Just like, man, why has this guy always been so great? I mean, Pulp Fiction was the one he hit his peak, but Reservoir Dogs is what kicked it off.
Pulp Fiction is still amazing.
No, so Pulp Fiction is good. Reservoir Dogs is absolute trash.
Wow.
It is garbage. I'm sorry. It is the most annoying movie. Like, there's half the movie is this guy bleeding out and just like, what's the actor's name? I forget his name. He's just bleeding the whole movie. You remember? Did you watch it?
It's been a while and I need to rewatch it, so I don't have that strong of an opinion on it yet.
But do you remember the guy who got stabbed?
I do remember that.
He's just stabbed the whole movie. And then Michael Madsen's acting was great.
Yes.
But that's the whole. It's just, and then Steve Buscemi pops up and he's weird, as he's always weird. And I'm like, this is it? Mr. Orange, Mr. Black, and we're bleeding. That's all the movie was.
Well, congratulations! You made a whole movie off of that. Good for him, though. Takes less.
I got no hate.
There's an appreciation. There's no hate. Work. Like, this is your storyline. Right. You're gonna make an entire movie.
He did it.
Good for you.
He did it.
All right, so that brings me to my next list, which is top 7 reasons why Alan Kay doesn't watch.
Okay.
Number 1, when we talk about the excessively long speeches, politics. I'm so tired of these actors, actresses, whatever I don't know, whatever people want to identify themselves, because I can only imagine there's going to be another one here soon. Sure. I have directors, producers, everything going up there, accepting an award, and all of a sudden start talking politics.
Yeah.
Right. One of my top 10 moments incorporates this in general, but I do hate when somebody goes up there and starts making, like, if we aren't already getting fed enough, this left, right, whatever, Democrat, global warming, everything, like, stop going up there. Like, I don't mind if you're trying to raise awareness to something. Sure. But don't feed your opinion down my throat. Yeah. Like, I don't need Tom Cruise to tell me about Scientology left and right all over again.
No. I'm all about championing causes. I'm not about making people or any side or agenda bigger than it needs to be.
Right. It doesn't have to be. No. Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. Number 2, rigged. I hate the fact that a lot of these things are being rigged. For example, and this is the one that got me looking into this a lot, is like when Shakespeare in Love beat out Saving Private Ryan, and then there was the rumors that surfaced is like, well, Harvey Weinstein bought off these guys, and that, I mean, there's a lot of things that, and I feel like that takes away from the integrity of those movies being awarded what they are, because for the longest, and then they found out later on, because Harvey Weinstein obviously has a lot of notoriety now for other things that are, I think buying people out for awards is kind of the least of his his acts. Yeah. But yeah, he would purposely have his releases near these or these video festivals, right? He would find out where these people that are voting out, and all of a sudden like throw parties in their name, and so obviously he's going to buy these things out. I mean, he's very smart, because now all of a sudden when you have this less than better performing film has an Oscar nominee, now you want to watch it as a consumer, because that's when the Oscars used to have some type of relevance, and that's what literally got Miramax off the ground, is like, oh, hey, look at all these movies that they're producing now, whatever, and that's what got Gwyneth Paltrow first Oscar, is being the lead actress in that, and so now it's like, now I look back at it. Now it's like, now I feel like everything's tainted. Yeah. Kind of like where baseball's heading with the Houston Astros. Not that I'm a Dodgers fan and very bitter about that.
How'd you twist that in there?
Because I hate cheating. Wow. I'm very bitter about that, guys. I might talk about that. Jeez. Right next to Epstein didn't kill himself. It's the Houston Astros cheated the World Series. And as a Dodgers fan, I definitely hate that. So fuck you, Houston Astros. I hate you. Anyways, to go back into that. Not bitter about that. Not bitter about that. Not better at all. All right, so number 3, too, quote unquote white, and I know that's kind of like I don't really want to harp too hard into that, but there is a lack of diversity, I feel, in the selection process in a lot of movies. We do have like a best foreign film and everything like that, which I agree. But if you're gonna depict all the actors, all everything. Hell, I think the dude from Crazy Rich Asians should have been nominated for Best Actor. Yeah. And that guy did a phenomenal job. And where's his Best Actor type stuff? You don't see him talking about that.
But see, again, it's, if you go back to what you mentioned about Weinstein, and it's almost like politics in that there's like a lot of propaganda, a lot of promotions, that go into getting people nods and nominations and ultimately wins. And I'm probably under the assumption the actor for Crazy Rich Asians is probably didn't have people doing that for him, or the company that distributed his movie. They're probably not doing that.
That might be.
They made a great movie and we're good. We made money. All right. Where Harvey's going a different route about it, and that's the thing I often watch the Oscars for is like, is it rigged? Like, can you not see that this performance was remarkable and not give this person that award versus this person we know who has 6 of them and is going to get another one, and they weren't good in the first 5. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like, okay. And then there's also always the Denzels, Tom Hanks, and Meryl Streeps. We just know if they're in a movie, they're gonna get nominated.
Well, I mean, for a while there was like Leonardo DiCaprio. He's in movies gonna get nominated, but he's not gonna win.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I was like, come on, dude. Like the guy does like Titanic. He fucking deserved that.
Has he won one yet?
He's won one recently. Like this,
Wolf of Wall Street.
Is that the Wolf of Wall Street or Great Gatsby? But he did an amazing job in both.
Yeah.
He definitely deserved it for both of them. Hell, you should make a second Oscar for the same year because I know they both came out the same year.
Wow. Okay.
The guy he deserved it.
Yeah.
Like, and at that point, it's like, dude, he's got 2 Best Actor nominees, like nominations. You got to give it to him.
Yeah.
He got ready.
Well, even Denzel. Look how long it took for him to get his.
Right. Well, I thought what is it? I think it was Jadakiss that said he had to be crooked before he took it. And it was just like, wow. And I think that was one of the things that I hated. And that's the thing. What I hate is that like the same year, I think Denzel won is when Halle Berry won hers, right? And then Austin Sidney Poitier was recognized for his acting. So like you make such an award ceremony so perceivably white that you have the one black night, so to speak.
You just go overboard.
And now you go overboard.
Yeah.
And then kind of like, now, did you really win it because you did great? Or are you doing it because you're starting to recognize one culture?
Right.
And
this is kind of pseudo-affirmative action thing going on.
Right.
Yeah.
And it kind of takes away from it, right?
Totally does. And I think Halle Berry won that year for
Monsters Ball.
For kind of being a hoe.
For being naked. And mind you, as a man,
no one.
I'm not gonna complain,
right?
I'm damn. But like, come on, she's done a lot of great work outside of just being naked.
Yeah,
and she's way more than just a sex symbol. She's a phenomenal actress, a phenomenal woman.
And honestly, I think Denzel's performances in John Q, Malcolm X, and I'm gonna say, what was before Training Day? There's another one. I think we're better than Training
Remember
Day.
the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. They did phenomenal.
Yeah. Like, really? I mean, Training Day was great. I mean, like, and he had some classic lines, but I'm like, those performances I think were better. But I digress.
But then again, like I said, it takes away from the value of those performances because now you're saying, well, the only reason why you mean to tell me Denzel happened to win it at the same time Halle Berry happened to win it at the same time that Sidney Poitier happens to be recognized for his lifetime achievement.
And then we had to wait that long to give Sidney Poitier recognition.
Right. I mean, he won an Oscar for How to Kill a Mockingbird. If not, Raisin in the Sun, I think, is when he actually won it.
Yeah, but I'm saying the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Right, but why?
You could have done that years ago. Right.
Like you gotta wait till he's almost dead.
Right.
To,
Exactly.
Recognize him.
Can't even hold the award now.
Bullshit. Shit.
Yeah.
Right. So to go along with the first one, the excessively long speeches, again, it pops up in this list of why I don't watch because it's like, I get it. You thanked your God. You thanked this. Like you thanked your dog's, food, like pedigree. Fed your dog. Would help them to give you the like. All right, bro. Your life story does not need to go on. It could go on an extra. Like it doesn't need to go whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Another one. Kevin Hart, when he got removed to being the Oscar host because he was told to like repeatedly apologize for tweets that he sent like 10 years ago. Like, dude, he already apologized. He described at the time he reprimanded himself. Then you want him to apologize again. And I'm like, dude, I get it. You have an image you want to keep.
Yeah.
But this is excessive.
Which is very odd. I thought this was very hypocritical. There are movies created that speak to the same thing Kevin Hart made a joke about. An entire movie. But you don't make them.
What movie are you talking about?
Any movie. I'm saying there's tons of movies that whether it's gay, lesbianism, whether it's racism or sexist, whatever. There's tons of movies that say the same thing he said. An entire 90 minutes of it.
Right.
And we're giving those movies awards. But this guy says it in a tweet, and he's a comedian. You're not gonna say sorry for it,
right?
You're not making these directors say sorry.
And then then what is it that you're saying that you're gonna nominate this guy to host your show, but then tell him to apologize? Like, what kind of what kind of credential is that? Like, hey, Kevin, I know you really want to do this. We're going to have you host this, but you need to apologize. You're kind of like promoting them and then demoting them at the same time. And I purposely avoided it because it's like, why are you doing this? You know?
Yeah. And so there's a notion that Hollywood's known to do that, like tearing you down before they lift you up. And that's half the, story behind Dave Chappelle and him leaving the Chappelle show and leaving all the money on the table. He's like, they wanted me to do things I didn't want to do,
right?
And degrade myself. And like, I'm like, no, I earned this money. I earned this place. I'm not gonna go backwards for you,
right?
And so it's stupid. Like no one did the research on Kevin Hart before,
right?
They hired him.
Kevin Hart.
It's Kevin Hart.
It's Kevin Hart.
He says that stuff on a daily basis.
I know. That's what he does. That's what comedians do. They roast everybody.
Exactly.
And that's How do you?
That's another thing. A lot of these people have been on roast. Right. And have said worse stuff.
I mean, you have people like Chris Rock going up there. Like,
oh my God.
What do you expect Kevin Hart's going to do?
Yeah.
And then at the very least, like, hey, you know what? Don't need to make another public apology, but if you make a small excerpt, right? Because I think if there's anything that we can learn more than we need to learn more than anything else is that people can change. Have some type of humility. Yeah. And, Kevin Hart is one of those type of people. He would go up there, hey, I sent this shit out 10 years ago. Oops. Yeah. I'm sorry. But I learned a lot. I grown a lot from that.
I meant it then. I meant it then when I said it. But I don't now. I'm good now. But I really meant it. But I don't now.
No titty, no nipple having bit. All right. So anyways. So another one that why I don't watch. We just talked about this earlier. The movies that I find amazing, like Fast and Furious, aren't nominated.
Yeah.
Even though I think they're I think like what you're saying is correct. I think you should have the movies like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon be appreciated. So still maintain the art, but also understand that movies are entertainment, and that's what they're made for.
Entertainment.
Right. Have the same there. Have them compete at the same level.
Like I can't think of any comedy have been nominated for best film. I have to do some research on that.
I might. Maybe Bill Cosby's type stuff. Maybe
like movie wise. Like
I don't know.
Like for me,
that's a good point.
Harlem Nights. I don't know. How was that not nominated?
I haven't watched that. But oh God, sorry.
That's like top 3 all time.
Is it?
My favorite movie of all time is Coming to America.
Oh, that is an amazing movie.
Okay, so,
that was an amazing movie.
The cast, the acting.
I heard they're making another one, by the way.
They are making another one.
Oh my God, I'm excited.
Yeah. How does that not get nominated?
I agree.
Because as a film, some of the comedies that I remember, Liar Liar with Jim Carrey. I'm laughing the entire movie. The entire movie was very entertaining. Like, and making people didn't get nominated.
And Bruce Almighty's the same thing. Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura is amazing.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber is amazing.
Dumb and Dumber. Another one. Yes. Start to finish.
Start to finish. It's just comical. Like Anchorman. I'm a huge Anchorman. I'm a big Will Ferrell fan. Like, please tell me why Anchorman's. Yeah. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Why aren't these movies nominated?
I don't think they even get thought of as being nominated.
Like, this is not really a movie. Like, bitch, do you see how much those fucking movies
It's way
closed?
harder to write 90 minutes of funny.
Yeah, not only 90 minutes of funny, but 90 minutes of funny that literally is based off of like dad joke kind of thing.
Right, yes.
Because I remember the first time I watched like Talladega Nights, I sat there, I'm like, I swear I lost 4 brain cells during this entire thing. But then I watch it again, I'm like, wait, if you're not first, you're last? Like, holy fuck, that's hilarious. It takes some real ingenuity to be like, this is funny. Like, oh my God, it is funny.
Yeah, I think I'm way more impressed by like The Big Lebowski and movies like that.
You're out of your element, Donnie. Like,
right?
Exactly.
The time it takes. Again, this comes from being a comedian, but like the ability to write funny lines to me is more impressive than creating a great 17th century wardrobe.
Right.
Okay, great. It looks like we've seen that before. Right. I can look at any history book and recreate this dress.
Right.
I can't recreate these lines. I'm going to shoot your pinky toe. It's one of the stupidest lines. And when she's, oh my! If you haven't seen Harlem Nights, you gotta watch.
I'm going to now.
Oh my God!
You gotta shoot your pinky toe.
I'm gonna shoot your.
Oh my God!
Great.
All right, and then the last reason why I don't watch it because it's fucking boring. Everybody gets there. 2 people go up. They talk about. They make a smart little jokes, midget to each other. Then get little claps. It's so fake. I can't stand it. Like it's
a bit long.
Right.
It's a bit long.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. So.
It's funny because you mentioned baseball earlier. I'm not the biggest baseball fan because I kind of feel similar. It's a bit long.
That's fine.
To me, the Oscars are kind of like baseball.
Okay.
It's a long 3-4 hour process with a few highlights, but the highlights are great. There's nothing in sports like a home run. Nothing. Even, and I'm a huge football and basketball fan, but a home run is one of the hardest things you can do, and it's that. It happens.
Unless you're the Houston Astros and you know. Anyways.
You know the pitch
I'm so bitter, bro. You have no idea.
See, that's the thing about baseball. But so I see the Oscars as similar. Like there's the highlights you're waiting for, so you kind of go through all the minutia, the boring stuff to get to best actor, best
I just
actress,
realized
all that.
Harvey Weinstein is my Houston Astros. That's what it is.
Look at all these connections.
Bruh.
Wow.
And then Houston Astros even had those the general manager making those sexual misconduct comments for a while.
That's right.
You remember that?
That's right.
Bruh. We just made the Oscars into the Houston Astros.
Well, you know what an Astro is? I believe it's
an asterisk in my books right now. So
bam. Got an asterisk right there.
Dude, I need to go back doing stand-up comedy. Anyways.
Right? For real. For real.
You know, what is it though, sir?
I think it's a star, right?
Oh, it is a star.
Yeah. I think it's Latin for a star or something like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's cheater for Alan. So
wow.
It's cheater in my book.
Wow.
So all right, so now let's go back into positives. Now
okay.
I know my God. I like dropping these little bombs right now. Sorry, I'm having way too much fun with this.
I think you're so passionate about that.
I do. Well, dude, I mean, Dodger fans. I mean, we'll probably make another cheating in sports probably in a future topic.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about this, and I'll talk about why this is such a huge thing for me.
Okay.
You know. All right, so top 10 moments in the Oscars.
Okay.
For me, right? And this isn't meaning this is like my top favorite, top whatever, just top like holy shit, this stands out.
Okay.
All right. And this is in no particular order, right? So, first one of them, Michael Scott going off on George Bush as he accepts his Oscar for like best film or whatever, or best like a documentary film or something like that. He goes off. He not only it was funny about that. He brings everybody that didn't win. He brings them all up on stage. And then starts going off on George Bush.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right during like 9/11, this and this and this. I mean, he made a phenomenal documentary. I don't agree with it, but he makes a lot of great points.
Yeah.
And but it's funny because you could see everybody up on stage being like, well, we don't agree with this. And then seeing all the actors and actresses, and it's funny because you see half of them cheering, half of them being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I remember there's like a picture of Nicole Kidman sitting there with her arms crossed, just like, nope, this is not what I signed up for.
Hilarious.
This is not whatever, right? So that's one of them.
Okay.
One of the other ones, we just talked about Leonardo DiCaprio finally winning his Oscar. Well overdue.
Well overdue.
Goes into, and then all of a sudden he makes this giant thing about global warming, and I do agree. Like, I'm glad you brought it up, bro. But stop. You don't live in a reality. You don't really live for real. Like it's like what Ricky Gervais said is an opening monologue of Golden Globes. Right? Like, dude, thank your God, thank whoever, but stop making these political statements about reality when you don't live in one.
Yep.
Like straight up.
Yeah. Like
but that's the thing. We as dumbass people like, well, Leonardo DiCaprio said that. Like, what the hell does he have towards science that actually gives him an accolade to speak on that topic?
But people listen.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad. I think at that level, I think you should use your platform for good.
Sure.
But don't use it to feed your opinion down people's throat.
Yeah, not tonight.
No, not tonight.
Make a movie about it.
Right.
Maybe I'll watch it.
Exactly. Another one, Jennifer Lawrence falling when she went to go receive her Oscar. She fell twice.
Yeah.
And I love Jennifer Lawrence.
Poor girl.
Yeah, but it's funny because she just went in stride with it. Like, hey, everybody's standing up because I fell down, and I appreciate you.
But you know what's funny? Of all the actresses I can think of that could handle that. Why is it since she be the one?
Right.
I don't know. I get a feeling like, if it was like, Gwyneth Paltrow we mentioned earlier, or Nicole Kidman, or like, Charlize Theron, I think it was so bad. Jennifer Lawrence falls, like, yeah, okay, yeah, she'll get up. She gets up. Right. Yeah. And she fell again. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. It's just weird.
She definitely has that.
Yeah.
Another, this is number 4 on my list, just if anybody's keeping it. The wrong envelope for Best Picture in 2017.
Yes.
La La Land instead of Moonlight. Oh my God! Like
this was pure comedy.
If we didn't already have a Miss Universe Steve Harvey event,
the same year.
Yes. Right. And there's rumors, by the way, that happened on purpose so that there could be Oscars being spoken of.
I wouldn't put it past it.
Right. But then I love how they're like, well, it has to be Warren Beatty's old ass. He's damn near dying. It's his fault. Right. And you could tell he's just sitting up there like,
yeah. I remember when it happened. I'm like, this This is classic. Warren Beatty. Also, who talks Warren Beatty?
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
What's Warren Beatty doing up there?
Yo, if you're gonna put one person as an award giver that entire time, that might fuck it up.
Yeah.
You can give an excuse to. Like, oh no, dude, we're throwing Warren Beatty
Warren
under
Beatty.
the bus.
Warren Beatty
He's
up
old
there.
already.
Yeah.
He isn't a good excuse.
Yeah.
And you can sit up there and he's like, I envelope read wrong. I don't. And then everybody's looking at it like, all right, Warren, you're old. We get it. Like, you know.
Oh yeah. Like, what's funny is for the longest time, I used to always confuse Warren Beatty and Harrison Ford. For the longest time, I could never separate those two people.
You said that they all look alike. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I might.
Not that I've gotten that comment before in my life.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, so Robert, I can't say his name. Next on the list, Robert Benigni, Life is Beautiful director.
Okay.
Celebrating on his way to pick up his Oscar. So
remember that one?
So he, if you ever watch, he so happy, immediately threw his hands up in the air, stood on top of his seat, and then he started proceeding to walk down the aisle, except walking on people's seats, walking over people.
I don't remember that.
And being really excited. And like I said, one of the best moments that I love watching are people being so like embracing of their moment. And, you know, he's sitting up there. It's kind of like when James Cameron won the best director for Titanic, and he goes, "I'm on top of the world." You know what I mean? Like, and that's like cool. Like, and seeing that like pure joy, not just those guys that like he's won his like 18,000th Oscar. Like, oh,
Right.
cool, bro.
Right.
Thanks.
I don't need to see Martin Scorsese winning anything.
Right,
Like,
or
okay.
Harvey Weinstein.
Definitely not that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
But like seeing somebody who's just like their entire life work, like finally get to this moment and like did not expect to win, all of a sudden wins. You're like, wow, that guy really loves his art, really appreciates what he does, and it's pretty awesome, right? Like we said earlier, Bjork wearing her swan dress for the Oscars. That was in 2001, by the way, and I'm like,
oh, wow.
Right.
It was
Time
20 years.
flies. I just remember like seeing that and being like, oh, nobody's ever going to wear something that hideous ever again.
No.
It was almost like when J-Lo won that green Versace dress.
Was that Grammys or Oscars?
Grammys. It was a
Okay.
Grammys. But I'm just saying like those moments in fashion.
That's
are
all
just like,
time.
oh
That's
my God.
number one
what
all
the
time.
hell? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So next one. This is going to be, this takes a creepy one. When Angelina Jolie makes out with her brother in the red carpet and then wins an Oscar. And if the creepiness wasn't creepy enough, she goes up there and her thank speech starts with, "I wanted to thank my brother who loves me. He gave me this big hug, told me he was so proud of me." And I'm just like, feel so in love with them. And it's in there like, you just were making out with him on the red carpet. And if it wasn't even already weird, your first 15 seconds of this is about your brother, you know?
That's a weird family.
It's a very
weird family.
Very weird.
Her dad and her brother. Yeah, it's par for the course.
It's and it's like one of those things where you know that the Oscars would love to like get rid of, kind of stay away from, but it's so creepy and weird in that, and it's so weird because Angelina Jolie is a very sexy, beautiful woman.
Yeah,
and it's like so the sex symbol is also kind of like a
slash and she was kind of weirdo.
Yeah.
But you know, that's again, people are gonna watch for that.
Well, like
people
maybe they make another movie instead of Inception. Another one.
Wow.
Who knows, right?
Wow.
We could put Leonardo DiCaprio. We could pick another. Maybe put the Australian fires into his
hilarious
thanking speech.
Australian
right?
fires. Wow.
That's no offense. I love Australian people. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can't help it. It's a good funny joke right now.
Yeah.
I guess
it's current.
I guess if I have to host the Oscars, I have to denounce that statement right there.
You would have to.
I would have to.
You would have to.
I would apologize.
But that's different though. But that's different because the fires in Australia are actually happening. There's a whole debate on whether global warming is happening or not happening, how to be. So that's kind of different.
Yeah, but I mean, 10 years from now, I'm pretty sure people are going to be way more sensitive, and therefore I have to make a change in that.
I hear that.
All right.
Start now.
All right. So the last three, right, we're going to go into this.
Okay.
And it's just this one is in order of what is. So to bring light, Ellen's selfie that she took when she was. That was probably one of the most, and it was, I love it because she had this mic drop moment. She's like, let's get the most retweeted thing ever in the history of tweets, right? And then she's like, bam, and it hit like within like 4 or 5 days. It was the most, and there's some amazing people in that selfie.
But for some reason, the one person that always stands out, even as I think about it right now, is dude on the right who's in Limitless.
Well, God, I could think about his face right now. Not Matthew McConaughey, but the guy kind of looks like him.
Yeah.
Chris.
It's Chris.
Is it Chris?
No, it's supposed to be.
Nope, I forgot. Completely dropped his name. But he actually sang with Lady Gaga too.
Yes.
He was also
Silver. He's in Silver something linings, whatever.
Yep.
What is this guy's name?
He was also
Bradley
in Hangover.
Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. There you go. Eddie was
That's
in
the
Hangover.
first person. Yeah, that's the first person I see in that pick.
Right,
epic pick.
Right, epic pick. I mean, like how cool of a host are you when you're like, you know what? I'm gonna stop everybody here and just be like, we're all gonna take a selfie right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the brilliance of Ellen.
Right.
Her
that
timing
is I
and
love
her
Ellen.
charm.
Ellen's fucking amazing.
Yeah, she's great.
Awesome.
She's great.
All right, so you know what? I'm gonna switch this one right now because I like the last one to be the last one. So the second to last now is Chris Rock going off on about everybody in 2016.
Okay.
The White Monologue, right? And my favorite moment of all time, 1995. We're talking about Pulp Fiction, where Samuel L. Jackson loses for his Best Supporting Actor, and it vividly you see him just a shit like right there, and it's like, what better actor? And what better response would you rather have than Samuel L. Jackson losing? Like, God damn it! Like,
I'm almost glad he lost.
No, I'm happy.
You prefer that he lost,
right? Because you've seen that. Because you just see him. Because like we said, right? One of my favorite things to watch are people being like, "Oh fuck, he won."
Yeah, right.
But he's like, "God damn it, shit." Oh, yeah. But it's like Samuel L. Jackson.
But here's what's funny about that. Who did he lose to?
Ooh, I forgot who it was.
Exactly.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what
That's
you're saying.
what I'm saying. In the posterity of the actual moment, he won. Yeah. Samuel L. still won.
That's I agree. Yeah. You know what? I like how you put that because, but then again, classic moment. Like, what better actor would you love to have that irrational response and cuss?
Yeah,
Samuel L. fucking Jackson.
Right. No
It'll
better.
get you drunk.
Right.
As Dave Chappelle says. Right?
How many movies has he been in and not been nominated?
I don't know. What was that movie? Oh, The Kingsman, where he's playing the supervillain and he's got a lisp the entire time. No, you should watch that movie though.
He has a lisp?
He had the lisp but could you imagine?
Wow.
Like, and speaking about Kingsman is a phenomenal movie. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's kind of like, I was gonna say a British James Bond, but that doesn't make any sense because they're all fucking British. But it's kind of like it's kind of like a fucking.
It's like an African American Shaft.
Yeah,
it's like, wait, what?
At least I corrected myself before I fucking said it, because we don't edit this, guys. This is the first take, and that's the only take. I would have crucified my fucking.
It's like a Chinese Enter the Dragon.
It's like a Chinese version of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh my God.
It is Chinese. Like, shit, you're right.
Oh my dang.
But no, so I don't know who, but Kingsman is kind of like a 007. It's like a secret agent movie.
Secret agent, yeah.
And it's a phenomenal movie. It's great. And then Samuel L. Jackson. Sorry, I don't think you could say Samuel Jackson. You're Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
He plays the supervillain. And I don't know why they wrote the role as like, hey, you're going to have a lisp this entire time. And the entire movie, he's like grossly lactose intolerant. And he's also has a lisp. And it's like, who makes this movie? Who writes this?
Wow. Okay.
You know that somebody just like fucking around. I was like, you know what? This movie is so well written that you're gonna let me have Samuel L. Jackson has a lisp.
Right. I guarantee you those two weaknesses are not in the original script. Oh, Sam's in? Let's turn it up a notch.
Right.
Lisp, lactose intolerant.
And then Samuel L. Jackson's like, you know what I'm going to do?
Okay.
I'm going to fucking do it. Because I'm Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
I don't give a flying fuck.
Right.
You're going to hear me cuss, and you're going to hear me cuss with the lisp.
Wow.
Because fuck this
I guess I got to watch it now.
I'm Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay.
How fucking badass is
So what's your favorite movie ever?
Ever. Remember the Titans.
Oh, wow.
Remember the Titans or Rudy?
Okay.
So Remember the Titans because I was playing high school football at the time. Fucking, man, I just gave your mom a piggyback ride and she weighs twice as much as I do.
Wow.
Right?
Hilarious.
That one, I mean, and it's great to see like the cultural like diversity. Also know that it's based off of a true story. I think, those kind of movies are amazing for me. And then Rudy, I think it's a small man complex.
Sure.
Like small man triumphing
I hear that.
over that. And also football again.
Right.
Football is my big love of sports and seeing that. How about you, man? What's your favorite?
I said Coming to America. That's my favorite comedy, but my favorite movie is Amadeus.
I've never seen that.
Wow.
Amadeus.
I'm a huge classical music fan. And as much as I love football, I actually won Super Bowl. Never forget this. It was a Super Bowl, the Niners versus the Chargers. It was like 35-7 in like the second quarter.
Yeah.
At a commercial, I flipped the channel. Amadeus happened to be on. and I watched it the rest of the day.
Wow.
I did not go back to the Super Bowl. Wow. That's how much I love Amadeus.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you turned off the Super Bowl
For Amadeus.
And by the time this is gonna get released, the Super Bowl is gonna be already played.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I guess for a future prediction, who are you gonna pick? I'm
going to take the Chiefs.
Ooh, I wish I could go against you, but I think the Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs.
I'm gonna say the Chiefs.
35. 24.
I'm going to say 35-28, just because the NFL likes keeping things close, and I think there's a conspiracy with that as well.
Okay.
So I guess, sports conspiracy, that's what we're going to make in the future.
Oh, I'm with it.
There we go.
I am with it.
All right, guys. Well, hope you guys like this episode. Hope you guys enjoy the Oscars, and I hope you guys point out some of the things that I wrote down, so we have more things to talk about, a top 10 list.
Yeah, give us some stuff.
Yep.
All right.
Don't forget to subscribe. I Just Want to Know the Podcast, YouTube, and have a great weekend.
We out.
Peace.